a warm welcome from Mentor My Board, me, Neha Shah, the co-founder director, and with us today is Mr. Vivek Suman. So he is our privileged member, and he is under spotlight today. This spotlight series is meant specially to focus on the achievements that our members have made. And just to share what Board does today. So we are a B2B2C governance tech platform. We initiate various programs, events, just to promote corporate governance. So why corporate governance is essential? Let me give you a small brief. So when we have to actually work towards the $10 trillion economy of the vision of our prime minister, these corporate governance framework and the corporates who will be actually leading this from the forefront become very, very crucial and essential. And hence, understanding, knowing more about corporate governance is very critical and essential. Just to focus more, just to emphasize more, we are coming up with a corporate governance week. So we are celebrating this week from today onwards, that is the 15th of February till the 21st of February. And we urge each one of you to join our sessions where you will understand why corporate governance is essential. If you have a family business, what is it that you do to ensure that the family business has a proper succession in place? If you have to discuss about people, what is it that should come to a board as an agenda? Why are people so important to businesses? So on and so forth. So there are many sessions entire week that are planned. Do ensure that you be with us in this entire week from 7 p.m. in the evening till 8:30 p.m. Entire week from 15th February to 21st, we will be celebrating the corporate governance week. Today, we will be starting with the first session, that is redefining of corporate strategy, which will be led by Mr. Rajnikant Patel, who is the ex-MD of Bombay Stock Exchange. So ensure that you are all joining in today. Let's come back to this member spotlight and let me introduce our guest speaker or our valued member today with us. So Vivek Suman is a managing partner. He is a CFO who has 20 plus years of experience in financial leadership. He's a TEDx speaker, an author, an investment banker, a CFA, merger and acquisition specialist, and an ESG investing change maker. A very warm welcome to you, Vivek.
Thank you. Thank you, Neha.
Vivek, we would love to hear from you about your journey till date. So, what has been your personal, professional journey? How is it that you have rose to this level? Please share with us your journey today.
So let me start with my recent activities, so that will give a perspective. So currently, I'm an investment banker. Throughout my career, I have been investment banker. I started my journey as a financial analyst in a very small firm, and then I got a jump in Grant Thornton as a senior financial analyst. That's what I see my destiny had changed from there, because financial analyst, and I was also doing real estate consulting at that point in time.
Wow.
When I came to Grant Thornton, I understood that area of finance is the area where I need to focus, and I started looking into company performances, looking into their strategies, and suggesting where to invest and where not to invest. Then suddenly I changed the gear and decided to start working on strategy side. At the same time, I have been introduced to an international program called Chartered Financial Analyst Program, and I started pursuing that. And at the same time, I got opportunity to start leading a department to transaction advisory services, Middle East of Grant Thornton operation. I started as a financial analyst and end up being a leader of that department. I became director for transaction advisory services, not only to the Gulf region, but also I was handling few of the African countries. So we did large projects at that point in time, helping governments to set up, expand their new airports, like in Oman, even railway in Gulf. So I count myself, I have contributed some part of it, doing feasibility study, viability study, etc., and also raising fund for them. So that's what on the larger side I was doing. On the other side, I was also helping a lot of higher education institutions to spread their wing across world, because that's a new phenomenon. Last 10 years, you must have seen a lot of universities, international universities are keen to go in developing countries or other developed countries and open their branches. So I
True.
enable companies to open these areas. And then in 2019, I decided to start my own, and I started my own investment banking firm with a few of my colleagues from IAM who are also there in Middle East. So we opened an office in Muscat and Dubai and
Wow.
helped few company to go for IPO, like oil and gas giant, one of the oil and gas giant based out of Gulf. We helped them, and we also helped a few company to do merger acquisition in the area. So we helped a large telecom giant to acquire a IoT based company, and that again change of destiny that demanded me to take a corporate job and CEO of the acquired company to handle post merger scenario. So help them for 1.5 year.
Oh,
We set up even few more diversified business like solar business, solar farms, etc. And then I left there and decided to come to India with my family, and we set up here. I have my own organization, M&A Expert. So right now I am helping come to merger acquisition, raise funds. Few startups I'm helping few me to go for IPO. Quite voice in ESG. That's my task which I'm also.
wonderful, wonderful. I think you have a very, very rich experience in the past into so many facets, most crucially the finance facet. And I'm sure I'll be asking you a lot of questions because you've been an investment banker, you've handled mergers and acquisitions, you are talking about ESG, and these three are kind of the terms that are used today, and people want to speak about it, want to know more and more about it. So I'm sure there will be a lot of requests to hold this session in two series, but then let's see how it goes further. So let me put forward to you first question, which is on the financial leadership kind of a side. So how has been your extensive background in financial leadership, because you've worked for 20 plus years now? So how is it that you have shaped your approach in managing these complex business challenges?
Okay. So, first caveat, I'm not by education, I have never learned financial jargons. Of course, I did my MBA where I learned financial stuff, but I'm basically a civil engineer. Yeah, so you can understand an engineer becoming a financial, picking a financial side, which I have traveled, and that's how I did my CFA because I liked it. And so my point here is that what financial institutions where I used to work and help them to invest or navigate with the SMEs or large companies, cultivating the resilience became the key for me. That you have to understand every day things changes, and that changes so much so that you have to change your plans. That's not the case in engineering. Of course, agility is a concept in engineering, but it's not
Right.
that born concept. Once you start building a port or road or railway, you know what's your destiny, right? What you are
True.
deciding to do. And here every day is it's a fluctuation like your heart. Yeah, and if it doesn't go up and down, you are not alive even. That's what Tata Ratan Tata. So
True.
cultivating resilience and adaptability, that's what I learned from my last 20 years of experience in finance. Because every situation is unique. You can say, I have worked in this company, I can operate in this company again very well. Uh, but I, being in the consulting side of it, I know it's not the case. Yeah, even though we claim we have worked in two ports internationally, the Indian port will be definitely different than those ports. So, business complexity teaches you to become resilient at the same time being adaptable, so you go forward in your journey. Where strategic thinking, which I have learned through my education, systemic thinking through my engineering, brings these together. If you bring these two together, you can learn anything and you can implement. That's what I have, with my humble experience, that is what I have learned, and that's what I do every day in my life. Yeah. So commitment to continuous growth, like you are doing this exercise every time you are bringing several programs you are trying to bring. I love those programs, and the reason is the same. I follow the similar strategy. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Vivek. And in fact, I could actually remember while we were speaking to Shri A.M. Naik, who is, the emeritus of L&T, he
L&T.
mentioned that the best finance guys in L&T are all engineers. So they know their calculations so well. So I can totally relate to whatever you said right now. And the way you brought out those systemic things and the, correlation is simply wonderful. So I'm so happy to, having conversed with you on these terms. But
Same
as a
here.
TEDx speaker, what was the topic or the idea that you felt is that you are very passionate about? And what was the
So
topic
I'm
that you have taken up?
So Neha, I am the TEDx talk which I have given on the ESG factor itself. I'm
Wow.
quite in belief that if you want to create something for 150 years, yeah, a long-term creation, if you want to do, which we used to do since our ancient ages. You build pyramids, we build temple, Rajaraman temple in South. You see, it was not a one-day exercise. Yeah,
True.
it takes time to develop, and human being never thought that they are doing for themselves and they need to reap benefit of that's in the same lifetime. It's a temple which
So
is built for 200 years. You can understand that a king is not getting benefited, or pyramid he's not getting benefited. So
correct.
point here is anything which you want to create for long term has to have sustainability in the site. Having worked
Hmm.
with thousands of companies, and out of that I have seen only 20% survives, 80% gets. If you are working with startups, if you are working with the startups, it's normal. You will see out of 10 companies coming in, only two survives over a period of time. And that was my topic. Of course, my topic was quite specific to the employees and Indian diaspora, which is doing right now so well across world. Uh, my advocacy was towards sustainability and ESG principle application in the business thought process. And harnessing that the finance force in the positive side of it. Yeah. So how to make it positive? So people do see sometimes these new topic as a fad, but I am a firm believer some fads are there to stay and disrupt the whole economics. And few of them we are seeing like chat gpt, AI, LLM model, large language model, etc. Now even chips are getting implanted in our heads. So
Yes.
not far away when we are sitting far away, but still we will feel like we are sitting just next to each other and talking this talk.
Totally agree. And, with the movie that Rajnikant had made, where he made his
Robot,
robot, and so
robot
that
too.
movie
Yes.
is kind of coming back, coming in reality now.
True,
So
true. Fiction is more stranger than truth itself, and that's what the
true,
reality.
very true. And in fact, we are more focusing on the G aspect of ESG, wherein governance plays a very important aspect. And as you rightly mentioned, that, in the startup ecosystem, out of 10, hardly two would survive after maybe 5 or 6 years of their tenure. And when you go even higher, there would be maybe even only one which survives for a long term and makes kind of, a umpire, that you can say. So to make
Absolutely.
that and to have it in going even after you are not there in succession, even after you are not there in that position, succession planning is equally important, and
Absolutely.
governance becomes very crucial and critical, which plays an a role of holding things together. So I totally relate to it. So you are also an author, Vivek, and what motivates you to write, and what are the subjects that you write on?
So I'm an author, but the book I have written is quite technical in nature, but it has a gist of my life as well. So,
Wow.
what inspired me to share the insights, what I have learned through my 20 years, and I don't want people to suffer 20 years to reach where I am today. Yeah, I could have become an investment banker in D1 if I would have studied in IIM, right, or in Harvard, or so. What has took me so many years to reach here? That's what
Hmm.
that book is all about. From underdog to unicorn, which is of course a journey of companies with which I have worked in past, and how they have cut those threshold of $1 billion, yeah, being $1 billion valuation. And of course, it's a technical part of it, how you do valuation, how you do due diligence, etc. The point here is the my idea of not everyone who is not very good in class or education, in their school time, which I was, also very prominent, very reliable, and then management school, and then crack a course, toughest 10 examination of CFA, yeah, and then became a investment banker or transaction advisor, service advisor. So that journey definitely makes other to get inspired, and wherever you are, it doesn't matter. If you have a zeal, determination to do better than what you were before, you will always do good for the society and for yourself. And that's what this book is all about.
Wow, that is so nice. You rightly mentioned that, it takes a lifetime for a person to actually figure out how he has reached that position. But it's kind of an iceberg. People only see the upper level where you show the success or where they see your success. But the
Right.
amount of efforts that have gone down below would hardly come to be known. But this book writing is sincerely a real good thing, because that is the way people can relate to you more better.
And I
So it's
believe
a
in this.
wonderful idea.
No, I believe in this. Reading a book is like reading a life of somebody, and it's better to not make your own mistakes, rather learn from somebody else. Yeah, and that's what the book
Right.
does. So it's a good thing to do for everyone, and
Please
definitely
share the name of your book as well, so that if the readers want, they
from
can pick it up.
it's from underdog to unicorn. It's a top seller right now, a bestseller for last 3 months on Amazon. So
Wow.
you can search on Amazon and you'll find it. From underdog to unicorn.
Congratulations. Congratulations for that. And is it available on Amazon and Flipkart and
Yes,
all?
Amazon, Flipkart, of course, on the my publishers, which is AB Publishers, on their website as well, and
Wonderful,
Kindle
wonderful.
as well as hard copy format.
Superb. That's great. You just rightly mentioned that, as an investment banker and being in the startup phase and all, we've seen valuation as a game today, because there are so many companies that are coming up with high valuation. Once they get listed, the prices drop down drastically. What is it all about? Can you throw some light from your, experience on this, and how is it that we are seeing or eyeing towards a better kind of valued companies, where the investors are also now, you can say, assured that, once your amount is put, the valuation is not that high that it will drop, and the exit system, everything is taken care of in a well versed system.
So, of course, it's quite a big concept, but let me put it in layman language how it works. So, there are three type
Sure.
of investments which we do. One is the emotional investment, which we do based on several factors which are available near to you. Yeah, for example, somebody is telling me this company is doing well, or I am reading it on newspaper every day, or I'm seeing, and I will give you example for it. So give me 2 minutes, and this will give a
Sure.
clarity to all other people who wants to aspire to become an independent director, because they need to judge where they are going to become independent director, whether this company will sustain and has the same kind of environment which they think this company is. So this is the perception, which is emotional based investment, we say. And now there is a complete science behind it. There is a behavioral science. People learn and they manipulate to you to get invested in those companies. One of the best example is Baiju. You see, 13 years of journey has been crashed to zero, literally zero. $22 billion January 2023, right? That was the number when
True.
the internal partners have done the funding. 6 months down the line,
Right.
that company was around, people guessed around, one of the company have notified to the exchange, one of the investor has notified that they are counting around 9 billion, 22 to 9 billion,
Mhm.
right? So you can think, okay, no problem, only half will come back again. And that's the perception. People did the investment again. They were going to go for IPO for one of their investment, which is Akas. What happened? Till today, that company is at 25 million, not billion,
Oh.
million dollars. Yeah, 225 after the last round of rights issue. This is 200
Hmm.
right issue. If you deduct that, pre-money valuation is 25 million. That's the scenario of a rising star, and that's what one of the company where Miss I know Divya, Divya Gokulnath ji, she's both of them are a strong personality, very good, and they are dedicated to education. It's not that promoter's issue. Yeah, the issue was what you are trying to teach to people, the corporate governance issue. Yeah, which most of the time promoters fails to understand the gravity of it, and that is the responsibility of independent director to highlight to them, be with them, try to guide them. I don't know, three people left in July 2023, large people, big people, yeah, well known for the corporate governance as well. But how they allowed to come to this level? Of course, now Rajan Pai is trying to save it. But point here is how they allowed such a, and they were not small people, this coming from Mark Zuckerberg family, etc. Then no corporate governance was so. So emotional is the problem there, that everybody was enthralled with the emotions instead of seeing the basics of the business model. Yeah, that's you go in deep, you will learn. Second type of investments are where you know you are seeing it for last 20 years and you know this company always given you profit. And one of the best example there could be, sorry, one of the best example could be your Reliance industry, Tata industry, where you know those people, how they behave. Yeah. And that is called judicious investment, where you know them along and you did little bit of research because you are seeing them for long enough. The forefather has told us to invest in certain company like Tata Sons, and we are investing in it. Irrespective of which cycle they are in, they will always be there for you. That is
Correct.
called a judicious decision. And then there is a, by learning you can do investment, right? Where the new
Hmm.
concepts have come, where quants are there, you know, all these kinds of are scientific based investment. That's the third type. Again, third type have a challenge that you have to invest time. Now you
Hmm.
know we are the least uh, 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 least invested people. Yes, we do a lot of saving. By the way, Indians saves a lot compared to world statistics. Yeah, I'm not citing
Very
any
true.
statistics, but we do not invest in market. Yeah, we
Hmm.
put in safe deposit. My mother used to put in even rice boxes. Yeah, so that's how we do
True.
invest. So the third is the only way you can become a proper investors, and then the valuation game you can understand. Otherwise, this valuation game can be always dicey for you. Yeah,
Hmm.
so you need to either learn or you rely on your instincts, which is coming for a long time. You cannot rely on 5 year, 2 year fad kind of stuffs. Yeah, market is going up, let me invest. Otherwise, I will be lost, which is the current case, right?
Right.
Irrespective of what market is and what the scenario
Correct.
is. Please learn it. And that's the third type, which I'm saying anybody can learn and invest properly.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think you've explained it in such a simple concept. I'm sure everyone who is listening and will listen to this video would have understood about at least investing wisely.
That's what my
Great.
recommendation is. Don't go in value game.
Yes, so true. Uh, I want to ask you something about ESG investing now, since we are talking about investments. So, there is an evolving landscape around ESG investing. And what role do you believe it plays in shaping the future of finance and business? Because we've heard that, nowadays ESG investing is picking up. Companies who are ESG, prone are being invested more. So, is there any specific scientific data that is available based on which investment is happening? How is it that investors are viewing these kind of companies? And is there more and more awareness about it?
So ESG, which stands for environmental social governance, in investing now is taking much larger share than it was expected to do, and very fast speed. Let me give you three statistics. First, total asset under management, right? A lot of people collects money like mutual fund, asset companies. They collects money and then they invest, right? BlackRock,
Right.
Franklin Templeton, SBI Mutual Fund, etc. That money right now, approximately 40% of the whole world money, which is approximately
Okay.
$50 trillion. The total world money is approximately $112 trillion. Is sits to invest in certain company or they are invested. Out of that, now $50 trillion is sitting in this level, which is sustainability ESG level. It's called level, right? So that money is either waiting or getting invested. Why? Most of the infrastructure projects are following this route. You talk about the
Wow.
battery, the large projects.
And
If you
even
talk
in India?
Even in India, now India statistics is quite astonishing as well. Here, we started very late, at least on the labeling side. We did few and we failed. There's few of them are
Right.
still existing, but it's not making enough money for people who are investing
Hmm.
on funds. But fund still is available. That is huge quantity, and the number is 30%, and the growth is 60%. That's the
Hmm.
astonishing number. I was sitting in first sustainability forum, which has happened in Mumbai under aegis of CFA Institute. And there they were talking about that, of course, there are failures in sight, but you see power plants are changing to ESG compliances. Yeah, the renewable energy is our next energy. 50% now we have energy which is coming from renewable sources. If that is the case, the investment, government investment, be it in road, etc., everything, if they are compliant, they are able to attract foreign money as well as local money. And that is why in India, it is growing at unprecedented level. You see the jobs. Yesterday, I was discussing in our classes, and we were telling 25,600 jobs only on India are there for ESG level. Means they are asking for that skill, and there's a
Oh,
three to
is
five
it?
25,000. Just Google it. Google
Oh my.
jobs in India, and you will find 25,000. Yeah, that's the number there. If you talk about and why it is happening, it is not happening that only few companies are doing. Rather, excuse me for that. I think my power is fluctuating. Yes. So, this is not only in the job market but also in the business. If you see businesses, BASR is made compulsory, correct, for
Correct.
top 1,000 companies. Now, each of these 1,000 companies has more than approximately, I'm just saying a number, 10,000 suppliers or related party transactions. 10,000.
Right.
Just multiply the number, you will understand how many companies are going to get impacted. And now you have a third party assurance. It's no longer voluntary. Yeah. So there are
Right.
auditor, like we have ENY, PwC, they will come and check you. So there is no way you can just write and give it to them. You have to make sure that your suppliers also are compliant to the same. So it's a huge
Correct.
market, and you will see a lot of results very soon.
Wonderful. I think there is a huge potential. If we have to speak the same thing with respect to the directors, so what do you feel that directors excelling in ESG domain? What is the kind of potential for them to get absorbed by the company? So, if I have to just tell you, today I was reading an article which has come up in a newspaper, and it said that companies are now more and more preferring people who are younger in age, and who have these skill sets of ESG, AI, ML. So boards are driving towards technology, towards good governance, towards ESG. So how is it that you see the need of those skill sets in directors?
Then computer came in, same discussion was happening, by the way, just to put a caveat. Yeah. And people take time,
Yeah.
they learn. My father means my mother at least didn't wanted to do, she still say I'm peeling my vegetables when she is, put up. And she loves Instagram nowadays. Yeah. So point here is why, let's talk it seriously on this topic. Why independent director or directors should learn these skills? They will learn it eventually. They will learn it, there is no doubt about it. And you need not to be experts. Yeah, we cannot be LLM coders. That's not a possibility for independent director, but we need to understand how they operate
True.
to make sure that we are not left out. Yeah, because if the whole board is young, startups are now leading. Most of this listed company, at least on SMEs, are led by startups. Yeah,
Correct.
and those startups has young generation board of directors. So if I have to match their capability, even though I'm very senior, means I was sitting with Salas Haribhakti ji, or first means we were there right together, and
Yes.
his point of view is very simple: if you are not updated, you are left out. So
Very
better you are update yourself. It's not a very big skill, and it is important because you see, corporate governance is a big part of ESG. It is
right.
just a labeling we are. So if you have already learned corporate governance, just learn a little bit about E and S part, and you are done. And you are
True.
the best candidate for being on board because you can control the compliances where company can make or break. And we know few company fintech. I'm the IPO of a fintech company, and I know problem market is now seeing with the fintech with. Yeah, and he's not a small
Right.
guy, and he's not done a pioneer in the field. The only thing board of directors are leaving. Independent two board of directors have left that board, and I'm not taking the name purposefully because still it's a sub judice. You never know what will happen on 28th of
Correct,
February or
correct.
29th of February. So
But I
please,
think
miss point here is a signing area. There is no way around it. You have to learn it today or tomorrow, whichever way you want to do it.
I think I wanted to ask you so many more questions with regards to mergers and acquisitions and,
Wonderful.
ESG initiatives, the corporate governance initiatives, the influence of it in the financial industry, so on and so forth. But time is a constraint and we've already overshot the time. But one last question, which I will not leave you without, is what are your key mantras of success? What is it that you follow for your success?
Simple. Work hard, and the next day work harder. Yeah, that's the only thing you know in your life to get success.
Wow, superb. But people do say that, you should work smarter than harder. So what do you feel? Do you still say work hard or work smart?
Well, uh, luck favors the hard worker. Yeah,
Okay.
luck favors the hard. A smart worker is only anyway lucky, right? So luck favors the hard worker. So if you want luck, do the hard work.
Wonderful. I think, Vivek, it was absolute pleasure talking to you, and we will definitely have you back with us to share some more insights. It's been genuinely so
Sure.
interesting. Though, mergers and acquisitions is something that needs a very detailed discussion and cannot be covered in such a short time, but would love to come back and have a
Mhm.
special, session on mergers and acquisitions as well with you.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you, Neha, being such a good host today. Thank you. And thank you
Thank you
everyone
so
who
much.
was listening to me.
Yes, so you have
Yeah.
so many comments in the chat box. Please do visit and you can revert to them. Sukhbir
I
has
will
been
look into
watching
it and
this.
try to.
Yeah, so Sukhbir has been our member, esteemed member, and she's been watching all these series. Thank you, Sukhbir, for being with us always. And with this, we take a end to this session. Thank you very much, Suman. And thank you to all the viewers who are there with us today. Maybe I would not be able to take everyone's name, but thank you for joining in. And do ensure that you join in for this corporate governance week where you understand the need of various corporate governance frameworks that are really crucial for you, your company, and if you are aspiring to become an independent director on board or if you're already on boards, what is it that you should know? How is it that you can turn around those companies? And during the turnaround, how is it that you ensure you are safe enough? So everyone who has joined us here, do join us in the corporate governance week as well. Signing off. Bye bye.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Thanks. Thank you.